work relationships. If a relationship allows for vulnerability in any way, it has intimacy. So you're able to trust, you're able to open up, you're able to be vulnerable. You're able to share things with someone that you ordinarily wouldn't share with anyone else, especially if you don't want it to repeat it. But they often tell you, if you don't want to repeat it, don't say it to anyone. But you do form that sense of a relationship, that sense of closeness, trust, that you're able to open up. Most oftentimes we call those individuals our best friends, right? So, oh, my best friend. You can share things relating to your favorite hobbies. Eventually you find yourselves talking about struggles, or you can even have intimate relationships, build intimate relationships that aren't long lasting. Intimate relationships can form immediate. You can see somebody in a grocery store and you just spark a conversation. And it could be about, parenthood. It can be about anything that you're going on through that day or that event, whatever that scenario is that brought you to the conversation. It could be you just sharing the gospel news. And then when you and that person are talking, you connect. It's like, oh, I'm a believer, you're a believer. And you get into the relationship. That's an intimate moment. That's an intimate time that you have with that person. And so you're connecting. And then eventually, they are impactful for the moment, and there are times you'll never see them again. Or you'll see them sporadically throughout wherever you live. But then there are other moments where you form a friendship, and you stay connected, you exchange numbers, and you become friends. So that impromptu intimacy can turn into long-term intimacy. So how does intimacy affect relationships? How does intimacy affect relationships for you ladies? Anybody?
Well, intimacy can make or break a relationship.
Absolutely.
Because at that time, it's supposed to bring you closer, but if for a lot of relationships, if there's no intimacy or lack thereof, it can break it. The bond.
Absolutely.
And that's what caused some people to go look for it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Because we need that. We need that person. Me and my husband, we got together for a reason. And now if all of a sudden, you're not, I'm not close to you anymore. I'm not, doing what I'm supposed to do. You used to be the same. Whatever you do together, you gotta keep doing it.
So you keep them. Yeah.
And a lot of things cause you to waver because when it's just you two, everything's good. But then everybody's working. You got kids. You got bills.
Life
you got
happens.
things to worry about. And one person gets more tired and the other one don't understand. So a lot of things can cause that division. But yeah, lack of intimacy can make or break a relationship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody else? So when you say that, lack of intimacy affects the relationship. Absolutely. For us, we watch the show Cheaters. My husband likes to watch that show every day. That thing is on, comes on, and we watch it, and he says, well, you're watching it too. I was like, well, it's on the TV, so it kind of got my attention. I woke up to it. So yeah, I'm gonna watch it. A lot of it is repeat. I'm like, we've seen this story before. But in any event, when you watch it, and the person who caused the infidelity gets caught, and they, bust out of wherever they're at with the cameras and the whole crew busting out, immediately what you hear as an explanation is, you're not there for me. I try to talk to you and you don't want to talk to me. You're always working. I'm working. I'm trying to provide a living for us. I have to work more hours because you want XYZ and we ain't got XYZ money, so I'm trying to make XYZ money so, I can, make you happy in that regard. And it's like, what am I doing here? I'm working these extra hours, but now you're saying, hey, you're not there for me. You're not talking to me. Well, we haven't gone here, or you sitting in one room and, you know, I sit in the other room, and it's our downtime. And sometimes you need that separation. You want to have downtime to yourself. But then there are times where you want to have that downtime together. It's like, hey, babe, how was your day? You know, what happened today? You eat over a meal. Now we don't, you know, some people don't eat together. Some, you know, nothing. By the time you lay down, it's like, oh, I ain't said 2 words to my partner. But oftentimes you hear that, you know, you weren't there. You didn't do X, Y, Z. And that's why I went out and found that in someone else. Okay. Intimacy affects relationships by increasing the sense of fulfillment. Something wasn't fulfilled. Something wasn't fulfilled. And you chose to find a way to fill it. And oftentimes, instead of talking to your partner, or whoever that is that you need that fulfillment from, instead of talking and communicating, we go outside. We go outside, okay? And all this is going to draw into John when I get there. When we are experiencing intimacy in a relationship, it goes far from only experiencing surface level interactions and emotions, like being an acquaintance to feeling more connected, trusting, personal. There has to be a level of vulnerability to move past being an acquaintance and into an intimate relationship. It says research shows that to engage in verbal intimacy, there needs to be a positive, effective tone, daily self-disclosure, and the listening and understanding. How often do we not listen? Our ears hear you, but we ain't listening. It's called effective communication. How effective is it? Someone can say, it says here what? It says to positively, with an effective tone, we're to express what we feel. And the other person is to receive it by listening and understanding and not being on a defense, especially when someone comes to you with a problem. All right? This has been shown to lead to an increase in physical, psychological well-being. Increasing intimacy in relationships can promote closeness and combat loneliness and depression, improving overall quality of the relationship. This also can mean that having a large social network isn't nearly as important as having an intimate relationship. So, you know,